Hello, everyone. My name is Jeff. I am a Xennial, and I hope I can count on your vote. Welcome once again. Today we are, of course, watching more GIJoe. This is season 1, episode 20, I believe. We're getting through it. It's very exciting. But we've got a really fun episode, I think, on deck today. It's called Cobra's Candidate. So I'm imagining we'll be talking politics today. Not a touchy subject at all these days. I mean, frankly, look, this is an evergreen video, people. You could be watching this at any time, and politics are always going to be a touchy subject no matter what. Currently, as I'm recording, that is a extremely, problematic situation. But you know, if you want to jump right to the reaction, of course, just look down in the description. You'll find the chapter times, as always, as well as where you can watch this episode, including the entire, actually, GIJoe series, online for free, currently available all on the Hasbro official website, YouTube page. Sorry, not website. I don't know, maybe it's on the website, but it's on the YouTube page. And also, of course, a link to the XennialLens Patreon if you would like to watch uncut cartoon reactions, and more shenanigans. Feel free to go join the Patreon. There's lots of free stuff there as well. That's about it for me. I did want to talk briefly, though, about this episode, because two things. Firstly, though, this is another episode by our friend Mr. Gordon Kent, the writer. He is the writer of the Greenhouse Effect episode, which I think was a super fun, super zany idea. So silly. That's the one with the giant fruits and vegetables. It while it didn't, the A to B to C to D didn't totally it connected. I didn't love that you had a really cool, well, not cool, but you had an interesting character introduced in this spy, basically a spy for Cobra near the beginning of the episode, and then by midway through totally dropped, never seen again, never heard from again. You didn't even introduce the giant vegetables until, halfway through the episode, which maybe I get you need to build to that. But there were some really, really funny gags in that episode, and I am hopeful that we'll see more of that. So what can we expect with Cobra's Candidate? I'm assuming it's someone who is running for office under Cobra's banner, or maybe under somehow, I don't know, how would Cobra be allowed? I mean, they're a terrorist organization. They wouldn't be allowed to put up a candidate in an American election, right? Yeah. So perhaps maybe it's some sort of a Manchurian candidate scenario. Maybe Cobra is just subtly pulling the strings behind the scenes. That I think would be interesting, right? There's this sort of side of the Cobra organization that's extensive enterprises and the Zamox and Tomax sort of stuff, where they get their funding from. These legitimate, semi-legitimate, or otherwise, probably illegal, actually, business dealings, but that are run by this other arm of Cobra. And you got to think they're raking it in, right? Raking it in. They spend so much money on bases that get blown up every episode, on weapons and vehicles. They are making Destro so rich. There's no wonder that Destro only needs to have one client with Cobra, because, my God, think about the money he must be pulling in every time a Rattler gets blown up. It's crazy. So anyway, you would think that with this business sort of side of Cobra, for sure they're into politics, right? Right? I mean, I get that this show is going to be approaching it with kid gloves, or from a kid's sort of perspective. And I don't know what kids would understand, but I'm interested to see a little bit of nuance, even if it's just sort of hinted at here, and if you played out the kid version of some sort of Manchurian candidate scenario, I think a lot of kids who watched it would be blown away, right? That's not, you can understand what's going on, the moral dilemmas, a rock and a hard place, maybe it's a candidate trying to do good, but he's forced into some nefarious scheme by Cobra because whatever leverage they have on him. That could be an interesting scenario. So anyway, I know that's the kind of stuff that you see in the comic books all the time and not necessarily in the Real American Hero show. But here's hoping we're going to get something good. I don't know if I've seen this episode. I'm sure I mean, I probably have because, you know, I'm sure I watched everything or mostly everything when I was a kid. But who can say? Who can say? All right. With all that said, let's dive into Cobra's Candidate episode 20. Hi to everyone who jumped right to here. Not to worry, I can yap sometimes, so I understand sometimes. Maybe you want to go in blind. Don't worry, I'm basically blind on this one as well. But just so you know, this is a season 1 episode 20, in fact. It's called Cobra's Candidate, and I hope you're looking forward to it as much as I am. Let's rock and roll with this one. Okay, yeah, we're ready to go. Okay. The politics.
Wherever there's trouble, GIJoe is there.
Is it like just a simpler time back then? You know, yeah, the capitalists versus the evil communists. But really, Cobra is just a terrorist organization looking to become, I assume, a fascist dictatorship if they were to like actually take over the world.
GIJoe is the code name for
We'll see.
daring, highly trained special mission force.
I don't think that's what this is going to be about.
To defend human freedom against Cobra, a ruthless terrorist organization determined to rule the world.
But I am interested to see what, how they simplify and distill sort of politics down to an episode of GIJoe.
Elect me your mayor, and I, Robert Harper, will bring law and order back to our great city.
Okay, we will be stopping and starting, as usual, the
Try and
rogues.
catch me, Mr. Law and Order!
Uh-oh. The fugitives. Multiple gangs already?
Who are you voting for tomorrow?
What? Who are you? What business is it of yours?
I'm Rick. That's Pilar. We're taking a poll, man. Who are you voting for?
Harper. I'm for Robert Harper.
Wrong.
Your man is Whittier Greenway. If you know what is good for you, you understand?
But how would they ever be able to enforce that? Like,
And that's why I appear here.
you know, your vote is secret. Tomato to the face.
Are running wild. The police can't control the situation, so the president's asked me to send in a unit of Joes.
Oh, that would be highly controversial in today's day and age, certainly. Okay, I know that normally I like wait for the full setup and then we stop and we discuss sort of level set, sort of where we're at. But I just want to comment. I'm trying to think. There's something stuck in my head here and I can't quite figure it out. I think it's something about how they're treating these street gangs that feels like it's like some weird mix between like it's like pastiche of, you know, the sort of the tropes from something like West Side Story mixed with the, you know, the Warriors or something. None of it feels very very real. That's what I'm getting at. But also, if you're trying to what are you trying to do? Intimidate voters into voting for your candidate, right? Greenway. How does that work? Like, how would that actually work? So let's bring in the Joes to, you know, military to take over law enforcement role. I don't see a problem with that. There's nothing weirdly topical about this. Let's just continue on, okay? I think we've got Spirit, obviously, because I see Freedom. I think Spirit's in the back of that Silver Mirage, maybe. Snake Eyes, Lady J, and Scarlet. On their way. We'll get more from the Joes in a bit.
We're a handful, not a unit, Colonel Sharp.
This isn't a full-scale assault, Scarlet.
I hope the enemy knows
Is
that.
that Zap?
The enemy, Lady J, is barely old enough to vote. All of you, keep your heads about you. Understood?
Please, Please listen to reason.
We've listened enough, Mr.
Oh, she's got
Law and Order.
she's got a chain whip. What is she, like a double dragon frog? Look at this. It's two different gangs too. It's the rogues and the, what were the other ones?
Oh, terrific. Now we get to play hide and go seek.
No, Spirit will know. Oh, Freedom will know.
The bird has the word. Up we go.
Bird is the word. That's true. So true.
They're coming fast.
What is this?
Looks like we don't get the day off
The
after
Dreadnoks. All right.
The Blue Jean Brigade blew it, mates. We got us some Joes to wreck.
The Blue Jean Brigade. Did they just jump from rooftop to rooftop?
Cobra's mixed up in.
You're so cool. You're so cool. Oh, Snake Eyes. What is happening?
Good day, Joes.
Oh my God.
Well, what are you waiting for? Get down there and see if there's any prisoners.
Whew.
Where could they go so quickly?
All right, that was kind of
It's
funny.
me, but we've got to start somewhere. Let's scout the scene back in the park.
Someone, please help me.
Oh my God.
Ugh.
Yeah, this seems like a matter for the police, definitely.
Thank you very much. And you, as well.
Just doing our job, Mr. Harper. Come on, let's all get out of here.
So, how's it feel, Pilar, being a two-bit toady to Cobra, just like the...
It feels okay. We beat GIJoe, didn't we?
You was paid to do a job and your bollocks did up good, you did. 2 Joeys got away. We ought to get a refund from your pay packets, we should.
We don't gotta take this!
Is that right now?
You'll do what we say and like it.
Oh, man.
What you're paid for. And the first thing you're gonna do, mates, is get them prisoners back.
I mean... All right. But like also, like, are these kids are like prepared, I mean, they're barely older than kids, right? They're prepared to like commit murder? Deep in the subway tunnels.
GIJoe will return.
Where are we? Did they say where we were? What city we're in? I don't think so.
Now, back to GIJoe.
That's the first commercial? I'm like, damn. So smooth, Snake Eyes. So smooth.
That'll be far enough. And if you mates keep running your
So-
finger off scissor like a French fry.
So I have a question. Do we think that these kids are actually like the gang kids? They're actually going to be, or turn out to be good kids, and they're going to like turn on the Dreadnoks and Cobra and help out? This is interesting though. Like, we already passed the first commercial break. We haven't even met this other candidate that they're Cobra's backing in this political sort of storyline. We're just, not that it's bad, but like, we're already deep in the sewers on the B plot, which I would think that this is the B plot, right? maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is the A plot. But that would be weird, since that's not like sort of the central sort of like thrust of where you would think that this episode should go. The Dreadnoks are fine, but let's get Zartan in the mix, huh?
Right this way, folks. We got a cozy little suite just waiting for you. Let's go, yo, Joey.
Oh, here we are. Extensive
You've
Enterprises.
both been more than kind, but now I'm late for a meeting with my advisors, so I hope you'll excuse my haste.
Let's hope you're right, Mr. Harper.
So wait a second. Harper works for Extensive Enterprises, or at Extensive Enterprises? Why would street gangs be trying to push a different candidate instead of Harper then? Oh, this is the rigmarole of confusing
You
politics.
look like something the cat declined to drag in.
Oh, you guys. I love Zamox and Tomax. They're so good.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Zamat, Tomax. Congratulations. For what?
You will see
And here.
in a moment.
Oh. Just full-on bribery.
Congratulations, Mr. Harper. Or should I say, Mr. Mayor. You hold a commanding lead in the polls.
You're a shoo-in.
To be elected.
Yes, and all these street gang attacks have brought the GIJoes to my side. They're protecting me.
What? G.I. Joe on the side of Cobra? How delicious.
Why are we doing this? You know I'm not crazy about heights. We need to
But-
know why.
Huh.
Cobra's mixed up in this election. Oh, these cords are never long enough.
I like that she's sort of bitching about the the tech not quite working as well as it should.
Up there.
That's good.
I'm not crazy about your hunches either.
With you on our side, Mr. Harper, we can attain
So-
our goals by simply making them laws.
This is
Okay, so they're seeing this. Okay, but hold on. I understand why Cobra wants the mayor, you know, but how is it like they generated sympathy with this sort of like false flag sort of the street gangs attacking him, but like going door to door and trying to rough up the constituents? Like maybe when I was at the beginning, when I was like, that would never work, maybe that was the point. Maybe the point is that like people would, you know, rally against these street gangs who are trying to push the alternate candidate. I'm sure it's all part of some grand plan that will become clear
Any
soon.
hunch I had. Sounds like Cobra's financing Harper's campaign.
Pardon us. We
Have some important business
So
we
they've been seen.
must attend to.
Quick, change your clothes, guys. Yes, nice. They're nutso, man. They're literally just jumping out of their windows. Ladies? I don't think Lady J knows what to do.
Cord!
Oh man, imagine. I know she's got gloves on, but imagine the rope burn.
Again.
Oh! Oh! Zamat! They hit Zamat!
Here we go. Oh, now they're gonna actually die, right? So convenient.
Good riddance to bad rubbish. Now if we could just get one gang leader to listen to the truth. And make him believe it.
Wait. How come it is whenever they're in a situation like that, they don't, like, I don't know, maybe arrest them? Zamox and Tomax for attacking them? Like, what? They just walked away. Oh, the logic. Sometimes, guys.
Hello, what's this? Reinforcements now that the
Storm
battle's
Shadow,
over?
what are you doing?
Tonight's the big night. So here, take off and get some rest. Hey, come on, let's party.
I don't know.
Take off too. You guys watch them Joes. Make sure they stay put. Not
It seems like you've got, like, one job. One job to do.
Failure
And it
will be costly.
and it's a few hours. Like, what are you guys doing? Why is everyone... Alright, oh my god. By the way, this is exactly what the 1980s looked like in downtown in a big city.
Gang leaders. It's imperative. Life and death.
He's busy breakdancing, man.
Not mine.
I know one of the gang leaders.
Who are you? Who cares who he is? Take us to him.
Her. And what do I get if I help you? I got my future to think of. I'm 10 already. $20 and I'll take you to Pilar Vasquez. But first, I gotta know what you want with her.
Why, you little...
She's
What,
my
this-
sister.
this
I
kid's
gotta
being
look
very
out for her.
reasonable, I would
Let me hold
say.
your weapons till after the meeting.
There's no choice, Lady J.
Yeah, let's just hand this 10-year-old some,
Thanks.
like, deadly weapons.
Right this way.
No problem. That won't come back to bite you.
Right in here, ladies. Take good care of him, Mama. I'll be right out. Have you come to arrest my Pilar?
We're not police, Mrs. Vasquez.
She's really a good girl deep down. But Pilar, they paid money.
Money you had no right to take. My brother Tito says you paid to talk to me. Talk fast.
Okay, sister, how's this? You and your gang have been had. Cobra's using you to help Harper get elected. And once Harper's in, you and your pals get the royal dump right into jail. Is that fast enough?
You lie. Why should I believe you?
What's even more interesting in a way, are they filling the role that like a local mafia might fill? They're giving them money, keeping them safe. I don't know. I could see that, right? Like build support. Like you got to think like, how is Cobra getting recruits for, all the Vipers that they keep hiring and then losing? You got to think that it's got to come from, it's a groundswell. I'm sure they pay well and have, good dental or something, but they've got to be recruiting from somewhere. Let's continue, shall we?
This I can't believe.
I think this little conversation's gone on long enough.
Enough! I'll finish this.
No. No, she's gonna turn good now. She's got to turn good, right?
Now back to
What's
GIJoe.
interesting is that we still haven't met this Greenway fella, right? Like the other candidate. This has all been very ground level. I mean, that doesn't seem safe.
Too bad we have to keep pulling our punches with these punks.
Yeah, well, don't forget, they're just kids.
All right.
Take us up! We've
Quick kick.
still got 3
Wild
Joes
Bill.
to burn
Join the fight. Interesting. Well, they planted the seed, right?
Enough. Why limit yourself to fixing elections? Why not the World Series too?
Silence! Got that?
Guys, come on.
Did you see that? I'm a-heading that away, partners.
I mean, pretty lucky that they saw that.
No! Don't shoot!
What are they gonna shoot them? Were they actually gonna shoot the Joes? Honestly, that one Crimson Guard is pretty expendable, I would say.
That's enough for me!
Oh, you chicken. What are you guys doing?
Let him go, Timber.
This is,
Let them all go.
wasn't it the last episode where they were all like running
My
away,
friend
the
here
elite
is
troopers?
a man of action, not words. So you better talk to me before he twists you into the world's first snake-flavored pretzel.
Ah, okay.
I've planned for all possibilities.
Look at this, and we're getting
Would you
all
like
these
to see
Firefly
our
and Zartan are in
GIJoe
here now.
insurance?
Interesting.
But of course, each explosive will be planted in a different empty warehouse around the pier. And with this, I can blow them all at once or in any combination I choose. Interesting little device, Firefly.
My administration will
Again,
clean
a
up the
very
streets.
sparsely
We will
attended
make it safe for you to
rally,
walk at night
especially if
once
the
more.
election is tomorrow.
You haven't got a chance! You're nothing!
And where's his team? Where's his security? Come on.
What are you doing here?
I wanted to help.
You shouldn't have come.
Big man. A little baby like you should be home with his mama.
Oh my
Who wants to
God.
be in your dumb gang anyway?
I hope you jokers are happy.
Ah, what's the difference? We got rid of him, didn't we? Anyway, check this out.
This country will remain free only if law and order.
Like, where he would have a police
help
presence
again.
there after having been just attacked earlier in the day. right?
G.I. Joe, right on schedule. Detonate the buildings.
All right, Zartan. Firefly does his own missions, okay? Oh snap, Tito.
I'll show them. I'll start my own gang, and I won't let them join.
Oh my God, are they about to blow Tito up? That's not good.
Pilar, help! Tito? Tito! That's my brother!
Oh my God, are these buildings about to come down?
Where are you going?
My brother! I gotta save him!
The outside too, those guys are all part of Cobra, or hired by Cobra?
Scarlet's going in after Pilar!
Pick on a lady your own size, dreadhead.
Down, Brett,
Okay.
mate. We can take her. Can't we, mates?
You tried to stop Pilar from saving her little brother.
We don't want to be your flunkies anymore, man. Let's go, mate.
You guys are, I don't know. Like, these dreadnoughts are the worst.
Come on, Scarlet. Thank heavens.
All right, I mean, she did it, but like, at what cost?
My brother.
It's pretty dramatic, I gotta say.
This cannot be!
But it is! We better get out of here!
Wait for me! Don't leave!
Look! Cobra's rescuing Harper! Harper's a Cobra!
I mean,
Thank you for waiting for me.
Cobra does not reward failure! Worm!
why did he run to the Cobra? He could have just stayed there and like won the mayoral race, whatever.
Welcome aboard, Mr. Harper. I'm not sure you can vote for yourself in jail. We'll have to ask a judge.
What?
So
Well,
Harper's alleged association with Cobra
it's
fatally
exactly
damaged
alleged.
his campaign.
Alleged.
With 98% of the vote in, it's Greenway over Harper by the greatest landslide in
2
history.
million to 2.
I wonder who cast the 2 votes.
No. Zamox and Tobas.
I hate it when we back a loser. So do I.
Oh my. It was like 1,000% not what I was expecting. Interesting. Alright, well, let's wait till the end of the credits and then we can discuss, okay? Okay, so Cobra's candidate. Definitely more ground level than I was expecting. I was sort of thinking of this big sort of higher level political thriller, you know, like a Manchurian Candidate kind of a thing. And there was a sort of a complicated, you know, undermining of an election, but this had far more to do with Cobra, their relationship with like gang level, sort of street level, you know, teens or whatever they're, young adults, right? I think that the really interesting part here is like, how does Cobra, you know, maybe endear is the right word here, endear themselves to these street kids, right? To the kids who kind of have nothing. And I know that this sort of falls into that sort of like, I don't know how real it is, right? Like there's this like trope that I've seen in a lot of like these sort of Bronze Age comic books that I love. You know, I love Marvel 2-in-1 and The Thing. The old Thing. That was basically The Thing, the comic book, right? And there's all this sort of like, because he's like a street level guy. The whole city was like falling apart, you know, and there were gangs everywhere. And sometimes you see this in movies and you're like, I don't know how realistic this portrayal is, or if it's like romanticized, maybe. I don't know if that's the right word for it, but you know what I mean? Like, like how fictionalized is this sort of situation where people lived. And I know, like, you know, when you talk about like even like Midtown, you know, what did Times Square look like before New York got cleaned up? But certainly on the outskirts of Manhattan, where they just, you know, I think they just demolished whole like large sections of the city and rebuilt them, right? But I'm certainly no expert on this. I'm not claiming to be in any way, but like it feels like very grimy and gritty and like everything's super like tangible and real. And then this cartoon episode, and I know that it like there are elements of it that I thought were like, you know, West Side Story meets The Warriors, right? Probably it was a little more Warriors than West Side Story, but it was still like a cartoonish take on that trope, which I'm, again, not entirely certain how realistic it is. But I've certainly encountered that before, having, you know, read a lot of, you know, Power Man comic books, for example. You know, you see that, right? And it's interesting to see G.I. Joe's take on that. I would love to see how both Cobra uses that to their advantage and potentially tries to recruit kids, which you would think, like, going to the gang culture and recruiting kids from there into Cobra would make a lot of sense. Or maybe the Joes are there trying to do good, trying to make things better, you know? Why did Harper not have security? You know, why didn't he have people around him? Much, you know, not to say anything for the fact that like no one was at his rallies. Doesn't make any sense to me. I think that this sort of like backhanded have the gangs attack Harper to try and get support for him from the community. It was a really interesting idea, but again, maybe too complex. Like, I don't know if I would have followed all that as a kid. What in like on paper should be the A story, like this like underhanded mayoral race thing, was like totally left by the wayside, right? Like I think it's crazy in a way that we never even met the other candidate for mayor. But that all we did was focus on this secondary storyline. But then the secondary storyline didn't have enough, the ground level, you know, with the street kids, you know, that didn't have enough support to it from the Cobra side. What would be interesting if there was some charismatic leader on the Cobra side guiding these kids into, you know, the ways of the evil terrorist organization. As it was no wonder that they didn't want to follow Cobra's ultimate orders when they realized that they were like crossing a line, right? Gang culture is not terrorist organization, you know, culture. Those are very different things. So I don't know. Maybe that's not like a good place to recruit from anyway. Pilar was the only really significant, important one. I liked that, you know, we're seeing regular people. I think that is important. But I liked her character, however brief it was. I think that it would be interesting to see another story with her. Like, where does she go from here? You know, here we had Firefly, we had Zartan, we had Storm Shadow and the Crimson Guard, we had Zamox and Tomax, and we had the Dreadnoks doing kind of without Zartan, which is a little unusual, but doing their own kind of thing. And they all got, other than the Dreadnoks, they didn't really all get enough to do, but I liked that there was a broad sort of scope of them. Conversely, though, I would say that the Joe team didn't have too many people, but they didn't have enough to do. They really didn't have enough to do for the Joe team. That said, would you even have such a small group going in to protect a political candidate? You know, whatever. It doesn't even matter. Like, why this 1,000% would be a job that the local law enforcement would take care of. And they even showed the local law enforcement briefly in that scene where they were clearing up the rubble, but they never had an interaction. Like, what would have been great, give me a cop. Give me one cop character that they could engage with and could, like, be their point person or liaison for the police force in the city, you know? And then they could be a character that could comment on, like, you know, the gang situation. I think there's a lot to like about this episode, but I think there's also a lot of, like, there was a lot of, I don't want to say it's like missed opportunity, but they made decisions that led them down one way, and unfortunately, I guess, just didn't give us a chance to hear what else could have been going on in the story or another sort of side to it. And maybe that's good. Like, maybe that's just me saying I wanted more because it was a fun escapade. And led to some sort of, like, larger and deeper sort of thoughts around the Joes and Cobra and their relationship with, you know, with the public and with the community. So I don't know. I mean, overall, I think I have to say it is a good episode. You know, that Pilar and Tito sort of connection and their bond was, like, that was really clear, and that was, like, a nice emotional sort of beat to end of the story on. And I think that they did a good job with that. I would have liked it. I would have still liked it if Harper had somehow kind of gotten away with it and still become the mayor. I really want to see Cobra win some of these ones, you know? Not like a major win, but like a little win here and there. Like, yes, we have yet another political pawn in our pockets, you know? That's the kind of thing I want to see. Oh well. maybe next time. It's hard to get one over on GIJoe though. They're always there. Hi everyone, it's Next Day Jeff here, and I just wanted to break in with some trivia, tropes, and takeaways. To be clear, I did not forget about recording this when I was recording yesterday. I just ran out of time. So this is the part of the show where I have stepped away for a little while, usually not like a full day, and then I have thought about it. I've looked at the Joepedia page, I've researched it, and I've thought deeply about the episode, and then I've come back after taking a few pertinent notes to share any sort of trivia, tropes, takeaways, lessons we may have learned from the episode. But I think overall, we can agree this was a pretty solid episode, if pretty unusual in a lot of ways. Like, we didn't ever see a Cobra base. We never went to Joe headquarters. We never saw any of the sort of the brass. What should have, like, on paper been the A story, the mayoral race story, and Cobra's sort of manipulation of that, was really, that became the B story. And I think the A story really is the street gang's sort of plight, disenfranchised youth, and Pilar Vasquez, her sort of situation. So I think that was a really interesting choice that they made with this episode overall. A few things to note with this. The one other reference point that I did not pick up on from this, from the street gangs, and I know I referenced the Warriors, I referenced West Side Story, but would of course been James Dean in Rebel Without a Cause. So that's certainly some of the look that they were trying to pull off here. A few things, minor things of note. I noticed that Pilar, she was wearing a gold snake around her arm, like a cool armband. It was pretty tough. Like, I liked it. I thought it was interesting to note that the Crimson Guard just ran away once again after those Firebat pilots ran away. I don't know what kind of troopers. These are supposed to be the elite troopers from Cobra, aren't they? What's going on here? This is probably, I think, the first time we've ever seen through a Crimson Guard's visor. I don't think we've ever seen through any Trooper Viper's visor of any kind, really, you know. And then I know Aliens was not until 86, so this was definitely in advance of that. But, I mean, this was an 85 episode. But Pilar Vasquez and I think her name is Jeanette Vasquez, right, from Aliens, like, tough as nails Vasquez, like, you know, kill them all. She's the best, right? I don't know. Maybe in my headcanon, I'm going to make them related, okay? Oh, in the episode, Buzzer says that he's illiterate, but apparently on his file card, he was a sociology professor previously. How could he be illiterate? I wonder if perhaps the actual execution of, like, understanding what youths are like was not the best. It felt pretty stereotypical, and I don't mean necessarily that it was bad, but it was a little surface level. It's still good, and it's good to introduce this kind of stuff to kids. Like, hey, there are kids out there who are like having a tough time, or, you know, dealing with gang pressures, you know. But it was like a level of drama that we don't normally get from GIJoe. That sequence of the dancing in the streets when they're about to talk to Tito. Like, here's the thing. Like, that scene when they're talking to Tito is probably one of my favorite scenes in the show, in the episode. But, like, immediately before that, we just had a panning shot across the street where everyone was dancing. Like, there's no way that was ever a reality, right? With that said, let's jump into a few of the tropes that I caught, and you let me know if I missed any down below. But there wasn't a ton. This is a pretty original kind of an episode for GIJoe. It falls into some tropes, but not tropes that are like standard for this cartoon, that said. Okay, once again, we have our team being captured. They're the kids of America dancing in the streets, and it's oh so 80s, isn't it? Impossible stunts, both when the Dreadnoks jump across the buildings and when Zamox and Tomax, like, without any, like, qualms, dive out of the side of their building. But also, totally unnecessary, Lady J and Scarlet climbing up the side of Extensive Enterprises. I don't think that was really required. And then finally, in a rare situation here, actually, we got the cops. So we don't really see them in GIJoe, local law enforcement. So interesting to see that, for sure. Let me know if I missed anything down below. Overall, I have to say, I think that this was a pretty good episode. I would love to see Vasquez returned. I don't think she does. Anyway, that's it from me. Thanks very much for watching. I will catch you all next time. So long, everyone. Yo, Joe.